Hi, welcome. So in this video, we are going to look at some date functions. Remember in the previous video, we looked at text functions, and I know if it's your introduction to formulae, you must have already started getting how the syntax in Excel is written. So this, we are going to look at some date functions so that you understand how to play with maybe things like today, now, the month, the year, the day, and just the date, yes, functions in Excel. So let's just go straight to the computer and play with the date functions. Okay, so let's add a new sheet here. I'll just double click here, and then I'm going to get this here, and then I'll just double click and call this date functions. So now let me just increase the size here, increase it here. Okay, so we are going to look at things like today. So we'll just look at today, for example, the function today. Look at now, for example, now, and then we'll look at day, month, year, yes, and then the date function. So these are interesting functions. So let me just highlight this so that we know that they are the headers, make them bold, and remember just some basic formatting just to communicate that these are headers, and we can look at them differently. So what function can we use to get the date of today in Excel? So it is just simple. All you need to do is go to equal to, and then you type today. So it says returns the current date formatted as a date. So when we double click here, we don't need to enter any arguments, anything inside here, because as you can see, there is nothing highlighted. If you have looked at the previous video, normally if you had to enter anything here, you would have this would have been highlighting something in between these brackets in bold. But now you don't need to enter anything here. You just close this, and then you press enter, and then you have the date of today. So it's actually telling you it's the 11th of March 2023. So this is the 11th day of, for those who are taking the 90 days of analytics challenge. So congratulations if you're already on the 11th day today. So this is how you can get the date of today. And then now, what could be something you could do? Remember again, if you prefer the dialog box option, you can still go to the formula, go again to date, and then you go and look for today again, and then you say, you see here, the returns the current date formatted as a date. This function takes no arguments, and then again you just need to press OK, and it gives you the same date like today. Whatever way works for you, that's fine. All is to end up getting the same results at the end. So now we might want to get the time now, and how do we do that? It's just like the function says now, and that's it. So it says return the current date and time formatted as a date and time. So if I press enter here, and then it needs no argument, just like today. So I close this and I press enter. So it is the time now. So it gives you the time now. And if you are vigilant or observant, you see that this time is going to change as we continue walking along. You're going to notice that soon is going to change automatically. So it just refreshes the time, and it's actually the time as of now. So let's go to the day. So the day is to get the day now. So if we have a date like this one given to you, you want to just extract out just the day. Maybe you want to create a chart which is based on a performance per day, and you don't need the month, you don't need the year. So you just say equal to day, and then it says returns the day of the month in number from 1 to 31. So if we say day, and then we click here, and then we close it, we see that as expected this is 11. And if you noticed, the 12 00 is now 12:01. So the time now is 12:01. So now it's interesting. It keeps changing and it's updating as per the real time. So this is day 11 day, and of course, if you want to get the month, it's just the same thing. Now you must be getting used to the syntax. Just month, and what is the number? The serial number is this date, and then you close it and you press enter. It tells you the month is the third month of the year, so which is as expected, third month of the year. And then now you want to get the year again. It's simple. You just go equal to year. Again, returns the year of a date, an integer of the range between 1900 to 9999. Yeah, so you just click on this and then you select the date again, you close it, and then you press enter, and then you have 2023. So now, what if you had maybe a day, a month, and a year, and then you wanted to construct a date so that Excel will recognize this as a date, not just something handwritten, which is not a date, which can't have the benefits of what the date functions or the date variable has or object type in Excel. You need to use the date function, which is equal to date, and this says returns the number that represents the date in Microsoft Excel date time code. So this is what Microsoft Excel will understand and recognize officially like a date. So date, and then when you double click, what are the arguments? The first thing it says, it needs a year, give it a year. So you can either type the year by hand, maybe 2023, or since I have a year here, I'll take this year here, year, and then I press comma. The next argument now, which is requesting, is a month. So I can either type the month, maybe the third month or the second month or the fourth month, but then I already have a month here, so I'm just going to take this one. And then the last thing it requests from you is the day. I could type maybe the 1st or the 31st or the 4th or the 5th. So I already have the 11th here, so I'm going to type this, and then I'll close this one and I press enter. So you see I've reconstructed this date, and we have this now, and Excel understands this value like a date. So which means if I have to do some formatting, which we saw in an earlier video, if I go to formatting, let me just right click here and get the format. Remember, there are many ways to get to formatting a cell. So if I go to formatting, Excel really recognizes as a date, so we could click like this, and you see it changes to the day and the date. So everything is like, it's officially recognized like a date, so you can use it to manipulate charts or to play with, and it's considered just like a date. So you could also add and subtract dates. Let's just say there is a date of birth, and then now you're supplied with the date of birth, maybe 11/20/1983, and then now you just say, okay, what's the date of today? So we just say use that function again, equals to today, like we saw up there. So this is the date of today. Then we want now to just say maybe age in days. So if age in days, this is equal to now date of today minus the date of birth. So you can see that in age, this is the number of days, and then let's just say you just wanted to do an approximation in years, so that you can just say there's 365 days in a year, so 365, and then you can say it's like 39 years. So you see that you can use these dates now, like you can just say okay 39. So you can use these dates like how you do your addition, subtraction. So you could also subtract a date from another date, you could add, you could divide, and it just becomes like an object that you can use to manipulate with. So there are other interesting functions like e-date, which you can use to maybe schedule the months, the periodic instances. Maybe you want to be reporting every quarter or every year. in every monthly interval or 2 monthly or 3 monthly dates, other interesting things. Like when you come here to the formula, you go to date, you see lots of interesting things like date, weekday, work day, week number, weekday. So soon as you get this syntax, understand how to click and read and follow the arguments that they request, you will be able to manipulate any date functions as easily as possible. So I hope you have learned how to use date functions, and most essentially how to just understand general syntax in Excel, what it requires like inputs, how to provide it what it requires, and you get the required output. So I hope you continue to learn other functions as we move to other analytic functions like if, or the other things like VLOOKUP and others. So hope you enjoyed this video. See you next video. Wish you good data luck.